iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Race fans, welcome in here to the Thompson Speedway here tonight for the RacingSchool.net 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Round number 2 for the Modified Series comes here to one of the most historic speedways in America. The Thompson Speedway, well, it is one of the oldest in the country, oldest race facilities in the world. It's an iconic racetrack that they still run modifieds on a weekly schedule here, and we're going to do it with Red Light Racing. It's the home of Red Light Racing here on the iRacing.com platforms. We have seen multiple winners. We've seen a dominating race back in season number 1 where Joshua Buckley was able to pick up the RacingSchool.net 100 victory. So will he be able to do it here once again? As this time, there's 17 drivers that have made their way here to the Speedway who have currently taken time. When you look back at the points championship standings, though, from last week, those standings look like this. Justin Rigsby, the rookie this season, on top with his big win last week. Brian Bianchi, Dan Murphy Jr., who's not here in attendance, but he is third in the championship standings. Michael Trevarth and Dave Bragg. That's how they wind down the top 5 in your championship standings. We're just about ready to get things kicked off here tonight for the RacingSchool.net 100. Let's take you down trackside, though, and walk you through your starting lineup. Starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Six Rings Racing. And starting on the front row, it is that Six Rings Racing number 6 of Eric Stout. Starting to his outside out of Tampa, Florida, driving the Rev Esports BK Paints entry, and that is the man, Dalton Williamson. And last week's winner, driving car number 3, starting the inside of row number 2 here tonight, the rookie, Justin Rigsby, piloting car 3. He'll start third. Living just down the road in the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40, this is Rob Higgins. He'll roll off from the 4th spot. It's the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, the one-time winner here at Thompson. He'll drive car number 13. He'll start back from the 5th spot. That's Joshua Buckley. The Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe, number 14, Massachusetts. Brian Bianchi will roll from P number 6, and it's the one that's confused. He's here tonight, but we don't know if he knows he's here tonight. Driving the Arts Barber Shop, number 18, that's A.J. Hamill. And making his first start this season, driving the 83 entry, this is Thomas Gillum. He'll drive the 83. He'll start 8th. And it's the Hipster, driving the 73 entry. This is Philly Edwards. He'll start back into the 9th spot. Driving the car number 8 for the Racing School entries, this is Dan Butler. He'll roll from 10th. Well, driving another one of those racing school entries, driving the 79, though, the Sharon Racing Stables entry. That's Alfred Sharon Jr. He'll start from P number 11. Back into the 12 spots, the racing school number 33. It's the boss man. That's Mike Taschereau. Taschereau will drive the 33. He'll start back into the 12th spot. Well, starting in 13th here tonight. Starting in 13th, it's the Jiffy Lube driver. Driving the 31, the Bragg Motorsports entry. That's Dave Bragg, while Brandon Feeney, the Liquid Motley K1 Graphics, number 38 for the Beefy Motorsports Stables. He'll start back in 14th. Well, the fan favorite, as the crowd goes wild, it's the 271 of Aidan Alvecchion. He'll start back there in P number 15, while Mark Jenkins out of Virginia driving the number 99 entry. He'll go into the 16th spot, while the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, number 30 of Bob Higgins, will start back into the 17th spot. That is your Six Rings Racing starting lineup here tonight for the RacingSchool.net 100. The Racing School is a racing organization that rents out the Thompson Speedway from time to time, and, well, you can still get on board. May the 14th is the next event, along with May the 15th here in 2022. You can head on here and you can see, you can get behind the wheel of one of these modifieds and rip around the famous Speedway here. But tonight, it's the RacingSchool.net 100, and it is green. One driver way up the speedway there. That's going to take two of them up the speedway. That was the number 14 of Brian Bianchi, Eric Stout, and the number 1. Oh, more contact there. One driver into the outside wall. Couple of them going around. Couple of them going to go around, stacking them up down here in turns number 3 and 4 for the first time here tonight. The caution lights will come out all around the speedway here at Thompson. There you see the Six Rings Racing number 6 of Eric Stout. He started on the front row with a quick time award here tonight. He will now have to go way, way to the back of the field. So a couple drivers, it looks like Dan Butler, Thomas Killam, Eric Stout, all drivers that got turned around here. They had to go to the back of the field. There you see that 6 machine, though, is pointed back into the right direction. He'll come to pit road. Let's take a look back and see. Watch that number 6 to the outside. There's the 14. There you see the contact, Bianchi up the speedway, kill him into the back of the 83. A.J. Hamill nowhere to go, and then Dan Butler up over those Hoosier Racing slicks on the 83 there of Thomas Killam, and into the Nerf bars of that number 6 of Eric Stout. Little wheel contact there. That's what sends that 14 up the speedway. And just nowhere to go. Everybody else here trying to get as much as they could out of their Hoosier Racing slicks here on the opening laps tonight here at Thompson, bringing out the first caution flag of the evening. So the new race leader will be last week's winner when we go back racing. That'll be Justin Rigsby in car number 3. There you see him. Right behind him, it is the number 40 of Rob Higgins. And sitting back into the 3rd spot will be Dalton Williamson, Joshua Buckley up into 4th now, and Brian Bianchi falling back into P number 5. That's how they're lined up, as we should get the 1-to-go marker this time by at our flag stand. Let's see if Marty the flagman here changes that yellow flag back over to a green flag. We get back to racing here tonight. I don't see it, but the lights on the iRacing.com safety car do go out, so that is the good indication that we will go back racing just next time by. 2 cars down on pit road currently. That's the 83 of Thomas Killam and the number 8 of Dan Butler. So those 2 drivers have not made their way back out onto the racing surface. They will go multiple laps down currently here to our field as they are getting bunched up. 2 by 2 by 2 is how they'll come back into the restart zone here tonight in the RacingSchool.net 100 here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. iRacing.com safety car is off here, and we will get ready to go. Everybody up through the gearboxes. Here we go. Great start on the outside there, as it'll be a dead heat down the back straightaway for the race lead, as now it actually will be Rob Higgins, as he will be the race leader as they enter turn 3. First green flag lap completed here tonight. It'll be the driver out of Massachusetts driving the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40, as he has been here multiple times, but he'll open up the bottom lane down in turns 1 and 2. Squirting by down to the inside will be car number 3, and that'll be Justin Rigsby going right back to the point here tonight. Look at Joshua Buckley. He knows how to wheel and deal around the Thompson Speedway. He is sitting there. Currently back into the third spot. Dalton Williamson back into fourth. And Brian Bianchi currently rounding down our top 5 drivers here as we're completing lap number 8 this time by as they work down the back straightaway. Big shout out to the driver out of Texas, not here with us tonight in the field, seeing he has some computer issues with his Oculus. That is the driver of car number 7 of Doyle Lowrance. So Doyle, we're sorry you can't be here tonight, but we're glad to see you out there tonight tuning in to watch the Modified Series here. See how these drivers all cope with the most historic short track in America. There's a big gap right now because who is sitting back there? That's the 38 of Brandon Feeney. So it's Tashiro moving up into 8th. Feeney back into the 9th spot. Feeney's actually picked up quite a few spots here on the opening laps of this one. This next time by, we're only going to be 10 laps into the books here out of the 100. Look at Feeney take that Liquid Molly K1 graphics entry well up the speedway. He is currently sitting back in 9th in the racing school entry. That's it. That's Alfred Sharon. Sharon there driving the number 78 machine. We'll see if he can move his way up through the field. One driver back out onto the raceway. That is the Six Rings Racing number 6 of Eric Stout. So Stout currently sitting there in P number 15. Killam is back there in 16th, and Butler is back into the 17th position. Both drivers being scored off the raceway currently. We'll see if they do get back out onto the racetrack, because every point, every spot does help when you're talking about the points championship battle, as it'll be Justin Rigsby leading his 7th lap, just like that, 7 laps since we've gone back racing here tonight, and he has started to open up that gap, because take a look, riding on board with the race leader down the back straightaway, Justin Rigsby, the rookie, is your race leader. Higgins gets a good turn. Look at Buckley, though. He kind of went down into turn number 3, made a mistake. Now here comes that number 1. Two-time SK Modified Series champion, BK Paints entry. That's Dalton Williamson. Buckley going to tap onto the back bars of car number 1, saying, hey, I made the mistake. You got by me, but I'm still right here. Don't make a mistake, or I'm going to bring this number 13 right on by with my walker. Everybody really getting a good feel now here for the Speedway. They're getting into a little bit of that single file formation here tonight. There you see the Arts Barber Shop, number 18 of A.J. Hamill. He's got some Nerf bar damage. Remember, that came in that first initial wreck down in turns 3 and 4 on lap number 1. Nowhere to go for the Arts Barber Shop machine. But it doesn't seem to be really slowing A.J. Hamill down, maybe saving a little bit of tires here in the early goings of this one. That's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to go out there and burn the tires up here at Thompson, because then it could be a very, very long night. Rob Haynes also tuning in, driver here of car number 25, not able to make it tonight. Rob out there tuning in his man cave with his jail audio speakers blaring the race here tonight. He feels like he is probably sitting in the grandstands. Nothing has changed out front, as you see. It's the number 3 of Justin Rigsby. Then it's going to be Rob Higgins. I was just taking a peek. Big trouble down in 3 and 4. Trouble down in 3 and 4. One car going around. It's the driver out of Vermont, driving car number 18. We were just talking about him. The Arts Barber Shop entry of A.J. Hamill has gone for a little bit of a spin. See him down into the grass. He is going to get it pointed back into the right direction after trimming a little grass down there. It's a little cold out here tonight to be trimming some grass, but A.J. was doing it. We're going to have to take a peek back here and see what happened to A.J. Hamill in that Arts Barber Shop. Orca Coolers empty the tank entry to bring out the second caution flag here on lap number 19. Take a look here. He was battling with the 73, the hipster of Philly Edwards. Does he get a little help down in the corner? Oh, yeah, right front tire to the Nerf bars there at the 18. Going to spin A.J. Hamill around. Nobody else going to get involved, so just 2 drivers making a little contact. One driver going for the spin and cutting a little grass. Right on board with A.J. Hamill in car number 18. Stuck stranded down in 3 and 4 goes the 18. AJ will come to pit road and put some tires on that car, but I do presume he will be all right and be able to get back out onto the raceway. While we have a second of time here, though, we do have to talk about our friends over at the racing school. Of course, they do have events held at the Thompson Speedway. They have packages for every driver, extreme racing packages. They have the qualifier, a 6-lap to say I did it. 6 laps in a car at Thompson with a professional driver. You have the 9-lap package, also the green flag package, which equals out to 12 laps around the speedway. It's the most popular package they have. And then, of course, you have different add-ons that you can put on. You can take cars out once you pass all the courses out onto the speedway and really get a good feel for how the Thompson Speedway really handles, really feels. Like I said, it's one of the most historic. It's the oldest short track in America. So, of course, to get behind one of these ground pounders right here, the pavement pounders, that's exact. You just want to feel it. You just want to be there to hear it, to feel it. You gotta be there, though. That's the Racing School. Head on over to theracingschool.net today. Check out the packages they have and get yourself behind the wheel. Does look like the iRacing.com safety car lights are back out once again after we're working our second caution flag here of the evening at Thompson. Tonight here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series. Season number 2. One race into the books, and it's gone to the race leader of Justin Rigsby. He'll restart this race out front here tonight. We'll see if he can hang on. Safety cars down. Everybody has to wait for the green flag to officially fly. Then they can hammer down. Green flag in the hand, and the green flag is waving. We're back racing at Thompson. Everybody down into the corner. They're going to be storming off turn number 2. Everybody looks like they're going to make it off turns 1. Off turn 2, down the back straightaway they go for the first time. Back to green flag racing after the second caution flag of the evening. First lap back to green, and it'll be Justin Rigsby, Rob Higgins, Joshua Buckley back across the line. The first battle, though, will go back here to the number 1 and the number 33. That is going to be Dalton Williamson. How about Mike Tashro? He has more real-life laps around the speedway here at Thompson than all these drivers combined virtually. So maybe a little bit of an upper hand advantage for the driver of car number 33. There you see Mike Tashro on the racing school. He gets around. That car right there is identical to what you would see if you attended the racing school. They have the all-white modified with the purple numbered 33. It is doctored up and lettered up to a T to match the real-life car they have. But right now, Mike Tashro, to finish on the podium, still has to go up and finish 2 spots higher than what he is currently running here. He just got around Williamson, but he's still got to go get Bianchi and Buckley. Currently how they're running. How about the fan favorite check up here at the, call it the almost 30% into this race. How about Aiden Novecchio, the driver out of Charleston, South Carolina. There you see the 271. He's been able to pick up 4 spots since the drop of the green flag. Currently running back into the 11th spot, trying to pick up a back-to-back top 10 finish here with Red Light Racing. Told me over the past week his confidence level, because of all of his fans that are tuning in out there, is absolutely through the roof here as of late. He appreciates all the fan support that's out there tuning in, watching him on a week-to-week basis here with Red Light Racing. And there you see the other driver that's had some good, strong runs. There is the number 99 of Mark Jenkins. He just got around Philly Edwards on that restart, so to bump the 99 up 8 spots from where he started tonight's event. He's taking that STP number 99, and he is hounding the Liquid Molly number 38 of Brandon Feeney, who is right now getting ready in real life to get going racing. He has Motorama coming up here in just a couple of weeks. He's got his car registered, his hotel room booked, and race fans, if you are looking to get your name on a car, Brandon Feeney still has sponsorship opportunities for your company on his real race car. Make sure to contact him soon, as that car is actually already lettered up, but there's still space to put your company, your name on that car. Good looking modified here tonight. Of course, Brandon Feeney always having the Canadian maple leaf there in the middle of his numbers. That 38 is absolutely beautiful. We love to see that car out there onto the raceway just as much as we love to see, well, the clean racing that we have here tonight. That racing, though, is heating up because that number 14 of Brian Bianchi is all over the back end. That Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe number 14 has caught the checkered flag. Auto supply number 13 of Joshua Buckley, and that's the battle for the final podium spot. Currently, Buckley has it as he is running into that 3rd spot. One driver way high off turn number 4. That was your race leader of Justin Rigsby. Rigsby up the track, was able to keep it out of the wall. That Heritage number 3 is leading the way, right, picking up right where he left off last week. Rides it a little higher in 3 and 4 and really keeps the momentum wound up. Rob Higgins, you can see 2 distinct line differences here tonight for first and second place of Rigsby and Higgins. Higgins off turn 4 really cuts it close to the bottom side. Well, here, let's ride on board and check it out. There you see the brake rotors glowing on that number 40. You see Higgins way down below that, trying to get some air to that left front tire to get that car to turn, while Rigsby keeps it a little bit higher to try and carry the momentum down the straightaways. Right now, it looks like it's pretty much a dead heat. Last time by, Rigsby was one of the fastest cars on the speedway. The fastest actually was the number 13 of Joshua Buckley, who was sitting back there into the 13th spot. Then it was actually going to be the number 40 of Rob Higgins. So your top 3 cars last time by were the fastest three cars on the speedway. And as I check it, Dalton Williamson last time by was the fastest, along with Mark Jenkins. So see, short track racing win flip just like that. There you see that. I was talking about how Rigsby runs a little bit higher as Higgins runs lower. Josh Buckley just kind of nailed in right here. Can't go anywhere. You don't want to try and go battle right now because there's still over half this race left tonight. You don't want to go burn that tire up on the right front. That's exactly what keep these modifieds planted into the track surface. 3 different lines that time for the top 3 as they come across the stripe. One driver coming to pit road. That'll be the 18 of A.J. Hamill. It looks like he is going to pull it in. It will be an end of the night for the driver out of Vermont. So A.J. Hamill will take the Arts Barber Shop, number 18, behind the wall. Complete lap number 39, the best lap number there is, and it'll be Rigsby out front leading. Dalton Williamson now back running into that 6th spot. We talked about how Mike Tasher was able to get around him, and since Dalton Williamson has fallen back into that 6th spot, it just does not seem like he has the car that can go up and compete here tonight for a win, possibly. Maybe if we get a caution flag, he'll be able to come to pit road and make some adjustments to car number 1. And work down the back straightaway here once again. Aidan Alvecchione has lost a little bit of ground here in the last couple of laps. He is all the way back to running into the 14th spot now. He was up to running 11th. Got a little tight off turn number 2, and he had to lift out of the accelerator. Did tap the wall just a hair, and now he's running back into the 14th spot. He is behind Bob Higgins. Aidan currently the final car on the lead lap. Has to hope for a caution flag to bunch this field back up. Sitting about 9.5 seconds back, and that is exactly the distance of a half a track behind the race leaders currently. One driver down to the bottom side of the speedway. He's coming back out onto the racetrack. That's the number 8 of Dan Butler. Dan Butler, one of the instructors at the racing school. There you see the driver out of Massachusetts. Currently sitting 23 laps down, but now that A.J. Hamill has pulled off the speedway, Dan Butler, as long as he can keep his car out there and turning laps, he'll be able to pick up a spot and hopefully finish at the bare minimum up into the 15th position. Taschereau really getting pressure. You saw the car really nosedive off into turn number 3 there. There's the 2-time champion, Dalton Williamson. How about Brandon Feeney also having a really good run currently? He's up 7 spots, running into the 7th spot. Started back in, well, you guessed it, 14th position. Brake rotors glowing on these machines. They're using a lot of brake to turn these cars here tonight at Thompson. Feeney in a battle now. There you see the Mark Jenkins STP entry. Jenkins will go high, wide, and handsome around the outside of that number 38 of Brandon Feeney. So give Mark Jenkins now up 9 spots, running into the 7th spot. So Jenkins has a pretty fast car. Went high, way high down there in turns 3 and 4 that time. They'll keep the momentum wound up and going. Rigsby, oh, problems, trouble. Big one down here in turns 1 and 2. You see them all down there. There's the 31 of Dave Bragg. There's the 33 of Mike Taschereau. Mark Jenkins, we just talked about him. He is involved as the caution lights here will come out on lap number 49 tonight as Mike Taschereau, who is running inside the top 5, was just ahead of the number 1 of Dalton Williamson when the caution flag was thrown. As you see the 33, he'll limp it back to pit road. I don't see too much damage, if any, but your race leader is coming to pit road. Here comes Rigsby. So that'll be a play here tonight as your race leader comes to pit road. Let's take a quick look, though, back here. What happened to the 33? Tashro was sitting in P number 5. Goes down to the corner. He got a little help there from the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. A little bit of a bump. Then you see Feeney, Mark Jenkins, Dave Bragg, and the number 6 of Eric Stout getting involved. There's the 79 of Sharon Jr. going around the outside, squeezing his way through the wreck. Right on board here tonight with the racing school entry. This is Mike Tashro's onboard camera, just that little tap. That's all it took. And then he became a pinball. There you see the one of Williamson turned around also. On board here with Mark Jenkins, just out in front of him. There's the one of the 33 that make the contact. He goes to go low and turned around. So we talked about drivers that came to pit road and drivers that didn't come to pit road. There's the driver that did come to pit road. He drives car number 3. He was the race leader. He's led over half this race so far here tonight. That was Justin Rigsby. Rigsby came to pit road. He slapped, it looks like, 2 tires on car number 3, and then he was back out onto the racing surface. Mark Jenkins also coming to pit road. There you see the driver out of Virginia. He put on 4 tires, so Jenkins will have 4 tires. Rigsby will have 2. Looks like Alfred Sharon Jr. also brought down possibly the 78 machine. There you see the racing school. Driver out of Connecticut. Does look like he also came down pit road, but he was down pit road on lap number 21, so he did not come down under this 3rd caution flag of the night. He came down on caution flag number 2. Field being told, double them back up because we'd like to drop the green flag. So we're getting ready to go back to racing here tonight. I believe we're actually going to stay. There we go. A couple drivers that were trapped a lap down getting their waiver rounds here as we're ready to go back racing. Blade Timmons tuning in out there tonight. A little bit of a jumbled up start, but we're back to racing here. As it'll be Rob Higgins with the race lead over Joshua Buckley, and then it's going to be Bianchi back here. They're almost 3 wide racing. That's Billy Edwards currently to the outside in car number 73. Edwards going to make a little contact there with Williamson. Williamson's going to sneak on through. So it's Higgins, Buckley, Bianchi, Sharon now in that red racing school entry. The car number 79, or 78 right there actually, in front of the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Remember, he is on 2 tires. That's the 78 machine. Couple drivers still down on pit road as we took the green flag. Brandon Feeney, Eric Stout, Dave Bragg, and Mike Tashro all down on pit road. Dan Butler is back out. He's running into the 16th spot. About 4 laps away from being able to pick up a spot there from A.J. Hamill. And then he's got a little ways to go before he can catch the rest of the field as the 14 of Brian Bianchi tries to turn underneath number 13 of Joshua Buckley. As one driver down on the inside there, that's the 271 of Aiden Alvecchione. He'll hold the bottoms out of the speedway as the thundering herd come on storming by him. See the 14 of Bianchi get real close to the back Nerf bars there of car number 13 of Joshua Buckley. Wasn't able to get around him though. Didn't get into him. Just got very, very close. Driver tried to make his way back up through. Remember that number 3 machine came to pit road, put 2 tires on. Mark Jenkins, who's out in front of him, though, he put on 4 tires. So that's the difference between 2 tires and 4 tires right now is just 1 spot. Jenkins with a big bobble that time out of 2. He'll wash up the speedway, gave back all that room that he kind of put between him and car number 3. He's got those 4 fresh tires. He's got to put them to use right now. If he's going to go forward here tonight, he's got to start to make the moves. That's exactly what he's going to do, trying to get underneath the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Maybe a little contact that time off turn number 2. Now Rigsby going to try and fill the hole there. And Jenkins get the momentum down on the bottom. He will not. Rigsby will go around the outside. Now he's going to have to fall in line. So there you see Jenkins back up to the outside lane there. That's where the momentum is here tonight. Battle for the race lead. Joshua Buckley all over the back end of the number 40 of Rob Higgins, as Rob Higgins is trying to get around Bob Higgins, as that would be a pass then, or not a pass. That would actually put the number 30. Oh, big stack up down to the corner. Rob Higgins into the back of Bob Higgins, and now the 13 of Buckley's going to go around. 13 of Joshua Buckley going around, and he is pointed into the wrong direction. Buckley was running second at the time of his spin. So Buckley goes around from running second. As that'll bring out the 4th caution flag of the evening. Buckley won a couple years ago. I believe it was about a year and a half ago, possibly 2 if we're real lucky on stretching it. And Joshua Buckley was able to dominate here at Thompson and pick up the prize package from the racing school. The racing school for that Thompson event posted that whoever the winner was going to get a free ride along at the racing school. And Joshua Buckley had practiced day in and day out to get that race win. But unfortunately tonight, looks like he'll have to go to pit road. Let's take a look. Watch the number 13. Goes to the inside. There's Bob Higgins up top. And now contact from Buckley to the 40. Buckley checked up. And then Brian Bianchi nowhere to absolutely go. Right there's the contact, and more contact, and unfortunately everybody trying to carry the momentum, and around goes Joshua Buckley. Everybody else holding their position for the time. Or see if anybody jets out of line. They look like they are scheduled to restart like this. It'll be Rob Higgins, Brian Bianchi, Alfred Sharon Jr., Justin Rigsby, Dalton Williamson, Mark Jenkins, Philly Edwards, Joshua Buckley back into the 8th position. 1 driver to pit road. That's Aiden Avecchione and Bob Higgins. They are running 9th and 10th currently. Have to give a big shout out to all the race fans tonight here tuning in on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If it wasn't for all the race fans tuning in, watching us on YouTube and Facebook here tonight, we wouldn't be able to do it. We have passed the 2,000 subscriber mark, and that's all kudos to you race fans that are out there. So race fans, if you're not subbed here to the Turn 3 Racing Network, you know what you're missing out of? Well, that's 7 days of racing action, jam-packed here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We have everything from short tracks to the high banks at the Daytona International Speedway, and even some dirt racing. Oh, you like road course racing? We have some of that too. Dave in the Cave likes to call those right-hand turns, and boy, does that kind of racing just drive me nuts. I know we took these modifieds last season to the Watkins Glen International Raceway, and that actually was a pretty fun race for these modified drivers. They don't normally get to make those right-hand turns or battle on tracks that are that big, but they have done it in the past. The modifieds do go to Watkins Glen. They've also been to the New Jersey Motorsports Park in New Jersey, and we got to do it here on iRacing. This season, though, no road courses, no dirt races on the modified schedule. That would just be crazy. What we do have is the safety car lights out, and we're going green this time by. So it looks like it'll be Higgins, Bianchi, Rigsby, Sharon, Jenkins. That's how they come. Sideways for the number 1, or that's the number 3. That was Justin Rigsby. Rigsby was sideways in that machine. He did tag the outside wall. All the ground that he did have gained is now gone. It is gone. The race leader is Rob Higgins, Brian Bianchi, and Alfred Sharon Jr. Dalton Williamson now has picked up the 4th spot. Mark Jenkins is up to the 5th spot. Remember, Jenkins has 4 fresh tires, but the laps are starting to really wind down here tonight. If he wants to go up there and battle for the win, he's got to go now to get that 40 machine of Higgins. Remember, Joshua Buckley had gone around in car number 13 to bring out that last caution flag. He's trying to work his way back through the field. Now he's back up into that 7th spot. That would be a battle for the position 6 because Philly Edwards currently holds that spot. Right behind him is Rigsby, and then it's Aiden Avecchione. Aiden is the final car on the lead lap. He is sitting 9th, and his car, I don't see too much damage, if any, on that machine. Just maybe a little bit off the pace here tonight, maybe missing the setup. Buckley into the outside wall. He'll go into the wall. I don't know if there was contact with Philly Edwards. There may possibly have been because Rigsby got Buckley, and now he's looking to possibly get the number 73 of Philly Edwards. Rigsby down on the bottom there, trying to make it work. Haven't seen much passing here tonight at Thompson. Pretty much been a 1-lane run about the middle, call it a high, kind of. Justin Rigsby did pit back at the halfway point on lap number 49. Buckley has caught back up here. He did get around, that's the 3 machine of Rigsby getting around the 73. And Joshua Buckley in car number 13 now trying to work his way back around and take that spot back. Higgins, 25 to go and running for his life. The checkered flag auto supply number 40 is right there, but he's got the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe. Number 14 nipping on his heels, and boy, Bianchi lifted early to go into turn number 1, and it looked like the racing school entry of Sharon was not quite ready to lift. Here comes Sharon. He's really starting to put the pressure on now with 23 laps to go. It is go time. Turn the wick up to 10, and let's get it in. As that's the number 1 of Williamson is coming. Jenkins is right there. Remember, Jenkins still has the 4 tires. I'm still curious to see how Mark Jenkins is going to do here. There you see Sharon Jr. trying to really get to the inside down out of turn number 4 on that number 14 and squeezes right back up in front of the number 1 as they went down into turn number 1. .21 laps this time. He's going to go up on the mid-board. Race leader here, number 40 of Higgins. Higgins has never parked car number 40 in victory lane. Could it come tonight? He's got some very aggressive drivers behind him because the top 3 drivers have never parked it in victory lane. We've seen Dalton Williamson numerous times. He is I believe he's tied for the all-time win record. And then there's Mark Jenkins. He's never won either. So 4 out of the 5 drivers inside the top 5 have never gone to victory lane. There go by the number 31. That's Dave Bragg currently. Bragg out there running a couple of laps out into the 13th position. Brian Bianchi running in second. He finished second last week. That was his best ever finish with Red Light Racing on a Thursday night event. Bianchi's running second, but he's getting pressure from Sharon. Sharon just gave him a little bit of a tap, and short track racing, that 3-tap Teddy rule is well in effect here tonight. Bianchi trying to block a little bit from Sharon Jr. and still hold serve with that number 40 of Rob Higgins. Williamson's right there, and look who's now caught the back of this group. There you see the number 3, Justin Rigsby, has now caught the front train. Joshua Buckley is still making his way back to the front here also. It'll be 15 laps to go. There's still enough time that if one driver makes a mistake, one driver overshoots a corner, one driver backs the corner up too much, and a driver gets into him, well, anything is possible. Sharon Jr. into the back of the number 14 again as they come off turn number 2. One driver into the wall there. That was Dalton Williamson. We're following all on board here with Sharon Jr., who runs currently into the 3rd position. Joshua Buckley has caught the back end now, so call it a 7-car train at the front of the field with just 14 to go, 13 to go now, this time by in the RacingSchool.net 100. Rob Higgins will have some lap traffic out in front of him. One driver out of line. That's the 99 of Mark Jenkins. There goes the number 3 of Justin Rigsby. There may have been contact there to initiate that one, but now Rigsby is up into the 5th position. So making his way back from a mistake on that restart that sent him up and into the wall and then put him well back into the field. I believe he was as low as running 8th at one point. .11 to go, and lap traffic is out in front of the race leaders. That's the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Feeney back out onto the raceway after being 22 laps down. He'll go 23 laps down. Here comes the 14, the Culpeppers Bakery and Cafe entry. Going to try to go to the bottom. Is he going to go to the bottom in 1 and 2? He will not. He'll go right back up to the top lane there, right in front of Alfred Sharon Jr. Now here comes the number 3. He's looking down. 10 laps to go, 9 to go this time by. And, man, I'm sweating watching this. I don't know who's going to do what, who's going to make the mistake. Almost a mistake there by the 78 machine. Sharon almost into the outside wall on the straightaway. Here comes Justin Rigsby. He'll look underneath the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. These two have raced short track racing with each other for years on the iRacing.com platform. Maybe not here on Thursday night, but they're no stranger of battling each other. Battle for the race lead. Here comes the 14. Contact at the front of the field. Brian Bianchi with a slide job and a little bit of contact. He has the race lead. Higgins now under fire because here comes Dalton Williamson. Where did Williamson come from? He went to the bottom at the right time. Now he'll slide back up in front of the number 40 of Rob Higgins. So Higgins going to go from the race lead all the way back to the 4th spot. Brian Bianchi now has got to run away and hide because he looks up. He sees the 2-time champion in his rearview mirror. That's the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. It'll be 6 laps to go. It'll be Brian Bianchi back across the line. Dalton Williamson, Rob Higgins. Sharon Jr. now peeking down to the inside, but can't quite get there. Oh, Rob Higgins going to overcook turn 1. That's going to open up the door. Sharon Jr. going to take the spot. Little contact back there between the 99 and the 3. They're going to bang some Nerf bars. They're going to bang some more Nerf bars down into the corner. It'll be the 99 of Mark Jenkins taking it. High 5 this time at the line. It'll be 5 laps to go. Rigsby sails it off into the corner, not quite able to get to the back bumper of the 99. So they hold strong for the time being. Battle for the race lead now as they work down the back straightaway. It is Brian Bianchi of the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe, number 14. He is sitting right there. But he's got Dalton Williamson right behind him. Bianchi had the chance last week. He was in a very similar situation. He had the number 1 of Dalton Williamson behind him, giving him some pushes at Gateway to try and take the race lead late in that one. Wasn't quite able to wrestle that race lead, though, away from Justin Rigsby in the late goings, but now he is in front. He is in the catbird seat. 3 to go. Oh, a little bit of a Nerf bar there from the 1 of Williamson. Williamson going to send the 14 off into the corner. Now he's going to try and have to put the power down. Popsicle sticks up 2 more times here at Thompson tonight in the RacingSchool.net 100. Just 2 more laps. Less than a mile of racing now left to go. Some more contact there. Williamson given the 3-tap Teddy rule. This time by the Culpeppers Bakery Cafe. White flag is flying. It's 1 more lap around the Thompson Speedway here tonight. Alfred Sharon is right there. He's going to push on to the back bumper of the number 1. Final trip down the back straightaway. Here comes the 14. He'll go into turn 3 and 4 for the final time out of turn number 4. At the line, give it tonight. The checkered flag and the RacingSchool.net 100 will go to the number 14 of Brian Bianchi, picking up his first ever win here with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series. He'll go to victory lane here tonight at his hometown track on iRacing. It'll be Brian Bianchi celebrating this one. You never forget your first one, and Brian Bianchi gets it done here tonight. A great start to the season for the 505 Motorsports Group as he finished second last week. He'll finish P number 1 here tonight. Let's see if he can figure out how to do them. He'll drop the clutch in car number 14. Heck with it. Burn him up, young man. Enjoy it here. Send it down on the grass. Let's see him fly. There you see it tonight. Your race winner, the Colony Tire and Service Center, number 14, Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe entry, going to Victory Lane. He'll burn them down, and we're a step away, and we'll be right back here tonight for your Holy Shirts and Pants post-race show. And Victory Lane, well, is going to be crazy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here tonight, race fans, to the Thompson Speedway here tonight for the RacingSchool.net 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modifieds, presented by Red Light Racing. Our Holy Shirts and Pants post-race show is coming up next. We have your top 3 competitors after 100 laps here tonight. We have them as we're going to get their thoughts here tonight on the insane racing we had. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to that Holy Shirts and Pants post-race show. Let's talk to the driver. Let's dial him up. The driver of car number 14, Brian Bianchi. How about it, young man? You take the 14 machine to Victory Lane for the first time, but this one was not easy at all.
No, it was not. Oh, man, that was a battle. Oh, Roger, I can't even believe it. I'm in Victory Lane.
You're in Victory Lane. They say the hardest one is always the first one. How hard was it? Because that 40 of Rob Higgins was out in front of you. You had Sharon Jr. behind you, banging off the back bars of the 14, peeking to the inside of you. Were you ever worried that it ever kind of gets you off your game to maybe go down there and block the 78 as he was getting some really good runs off turn 4?
Yeah, there was a couple times that I thought he was going to get me. So then I had to start pushing Rob, and then I just had to go down low and see if I could make the pass.
You ventured down there, and Rob slides up the speedway a little bit. Lap traffic involved at the end of this one. How chaotic was it there while you were running second to continue to hit those lines?
Yeah, it's crazy because this place, you can't pass here. It's so hard to pass, so you just got to ride. And if anybody makes a mistake, it's that's when you got to get them.
You saw the mistake, you got the spot, and then it came down to the closing laps. You looked in the mirror, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson starting to close in. Were you worried? Because that number 1, at the end of this one, when you look at the lap times, he's the fastest car in the speedway.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best in the business. So I was just going to run my line, and hopefully he didn't get by me.
Yeah, that's exactly what he didn't do, was get by second place last week, and then backed it up here with a big W at Thompson here tonight. Brian, it's been a great start to the season. Are we going to be able to carry this momentum? We're going to head to some big tracks coming up here in the next 3 weeks. We're headed to the Five Flags Speedway. We're headed to Myrtle Beach. And then we're coming back here to the Northeast. We're headed to Stafford. Do you think you can take this 14 back to victory lane in any of the upcoming races here?
I don't know. I didn't think I would take it to victory lane ever, but now here I am. So Five Flags is one of my hardest tracks. I seem to struggle there, but I'll put in the time this week and see if we can get better.
Well, you definitely did pretty dang good here tonight, Brian, as you go to victory lane. For the first time ever, we get to roll the red carpet out for you. The microphone is yours, and don't cough on it, but who do you got to thank here tonight for finally picking up the first win?
Oh, man, I got so many people to thank. Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe, Colonial Tire, Jason from Zeno's Luxury Jackets, Christina's Custom Cuts. I got a lot of friends and family watching. My Aunt Patty, she's my biggest fan. She's always watching, so I'd like to thank her. Thank you, Roger, Turn 3, Josh for running this show, Eric Stout, Rob Higgins. Just great. I'm glad to be here.
There you hear it from tonight's winner. Brian Bianchi will party off into the sunset here tonight in that Culpepper's Bakery Cafe number 14. He will pick up the first ever W for car number 14 here with the Modified Series. Congratulations to him and that whole crew. They won't forget this one for any time soon. Sitting in second, though, Dalton Williamson. My friend, where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Because this car looked at best maybe a top 5 car, and then all of a sudden the floodgates opened up with under 10 laps to go, and here you are sitting in second.
Well, first and foremost, man, I want to apologize to Eric there on the start. I don't know if that was me or him. Felt like he missed a gear, so I went up top. I was just going for it tonight. I feel pretty bad. I think I got an AJ, not something I try to do. I try to run everybody clean. Tonight definitely wasn't a good showing for me. I don't like racing like that, and it just wasn't a good night for me.
You talk about maybe not a good night, maybe some battle wounds on car number 1. Tell us about the racetrack here tonight. You heard from Brian Bianchi, said it was pretty much a one-lane track, couldn't pass too much out there, but, you started to the front, and you had to go towards the back, and you made your way back up here.
Well, Roger, I would say a few choice words about this racetrack. You know how I feel about it. I can't stand this thing, man. One group racetracks are not for me. I feel like it makes you drive aggressive, and if you're not used to driving aggressive, normally bad things happen.
Well, you got pretty aggressive out there. The whole field was aggressive, but at the end of this one, you found yourself running second. What did you need more, though, to get back to P number 1 here tonight and get around that number 14?
Man, I think just tires, And like I said, I got an AJ and Eric, and worst I wanted to do was wreck Bianchi, man. He runs everybody clean every week, It's great to race with him, and I just didn't want to get into him tonight. So, like I said, tires, and maybe I would have had something for him there at the end.
No tires left down there in pit road tonight for you, but you still come home with a podium finish. And the car, well, other than the Nerf bars, we can replace those and paint them up to look as good as me to run again next week. So, a second place finish and a car that's still running, pretty good. So who helps you out there to keep this car looking as good as it is?
First and foremost, BK Paints, Rev Esports, Platinum RV Services, McConey Setup Shop, Nitro Racing, you for broadcasting, all you guys are good to be around. Josh, Rob, and all the admin group of Red Light, man, that's a great league. And again, sorry about the night. The night was not a good showing for me. Appreciate everything you do, Roger.
Well, there you hear Dalton Williamson picking up P number 2 tonight, and one of the drivers that picked up the second most spots this evening here tonight at Thompson. It's the RacingSchool.net entry. It's car number 79. How about it, Alfred Sharon Jr.? You had one of the fastest cars here tonight at the end of this one. Had to kind of push your way into P number 3. The Nerf bar's used up, but the back bumper looks just as used up here tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough race. I'll give it that for sure. I don't really know what else I could have done to try to do anything, though.
How was the track out there? We know you've been here to Thompson. Kind of relate the real world Thompson here to the iRacing version tonight for everybody tuning in.
Real life, you can actually pass on the inside if you're good enough. On the simulator, it doesn't show that. It's just a high groove track, and it's you can't pass. The only way to pass is to either move them out of the way or dump them.
Well, we've seen a couple of those moves here tonight, but the 78 at the end of this one, I mean, minus the Nerf bars being scraped up, this one looks pretty good. Sounded pretty healthy when you pulled in, too.
Yeah, I got into one little ding in one of the first couple cautions. My toe was out, but I mean, it still drove perfectly fine. It stuck to the track. Nothing wrong with it.
What did you need at the end of this one? We heard tires and maybe a couple more grooves of racing for the one of Dalton Williamson, but what did you need behind the wheel here tonight to go pick up the W?
Honestly, I think if Brian would have passed Rob a little sooner, I think I probably would have had a shot to battle for the lead and possibly try to win. It was a fast car all night. But I wasn't going to wreck him. I know I was using my bumper on him a lot, but I was just trying to give him that motivation to take the inside, and I'll give you the push to make it by Rob. But he did it a little late, and it worked out for him in his favor.
And it worked out for you as you were able to pick up that third spot here tonight. You know, we go from this one groove high lane track at Thompson. We're going to head all the way down south, sunny California, to the Five Flag. Sunny Florida, not California. We're not going to California. We're going to Florida. Five Flags next week. How do you feel about that one?
Five Flags is actually a fun race. I may have to come out and race that one too. I told Josh at the beginning of the season I was probably going to do select races, but I may have to do races back to back now. I may have to come out for Five Flags.
Well, I was going to say, you have to try to defend a podium spot here. You got to come.
Yeah, you know, between work and I'm trying to do my thing with racing go-karts and, you know, helping Mike and Dan at TRS, it's a pretty hectic schedule for us.
Well, we just thank you for coming out here tonight, Alfred, and finishing here on the podium. Who do you got to thank on this car? It's a good-looking piece.
Yeah, shout out to Dan Butler for sending me the file. I just got to thank TRS, Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Got to thank Dan and Mike for giving me the opportunity to run this paint scheme tonight, and you for broadcasting, Josh, Rob, and Eric for everything they do for putting this on for us.
There you hear it tonight from one of the racing school entries. Driving car number 79 here tonight. Alfred Sharon Jr. will pick up 8 spots and finish on the podium here tonight. One driver that may not be happy with his finishing position, that was going to be car number 40 of Rob Higgins. He looked to have one of the stronger cars at the end of this one, unfortunately. He will finish back into 4th. It's a better finishing spot than he had last week, so I guess, you know, taking the small achievements out of that one for the driver of car number 40. Justin Rigsby, who was your winner last week, he will finish into the 5th spot. Mark Jenkins finishes 6th. He picked up the most spots, 10 spots gained for the 99 of Mark Jenkins. Philly Edwards finishes 7th. Joshua Buckley was 8th. 9th was Aiden Avecchione, and Bob Higgins will round down our top 10 finishers here tonight at the Thompson Speedway tonight for the RacingSchool.net 100 for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series presented by Red Light Racing. Next week, when we bring you more modified racing action, though, we will be down in sunny Florida. That's right, it is actually Florida. I can read the notes perfectly fine. I'm telling you, race fans, I don't need glasses. We are going to Five Flags on April the 21st. That will be round number 3 here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Modified Series, and we will bring you all the racing coverage right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So, for everybody at the racing school, everybody at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, and everybody at Red Light Racing, my name is Roger Muse with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from the Thompson Speedway. Until we see you next time, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you at the races.